Hey there, I'm John debellis, and you're watching The Commons on spiritandsong.com. Today we'll be talking with Ken Canedo and Jesse Manibusan about their song Love Never Fails. Stick around. Jesse and Ken.
Hey,
Hey, John.
Nice to see the both of you.
It's
great to be here.
It's great to be here.
Looking good. You got big smiles on your faces. Probably because you're filled with love.
And Botox.
Wow.
What did Mother Angelica say? If you don't want wrinkles, just eat more.
I must concur with mine.
All right. Anyway, let's get to the task at hand. The song "Love Never Fails."
Yep.
Maybe you guys could tell me a little bit about how that came to be. Your partnership.
Well, I was a youth minister at St. Monica Church in Moraga, California in the 1990s. In 1998, when Princess Diana died, Prime Minister Tony Blair proclaimed 1 Corinthians 13 at Diana's funeral. And of course, that was seen by 400 billion people worldwide. I remember Wednesday night youth group, we gathered together and we talked about Princess Diana. And one of the girls raised her hand. What was that reading that the Prime Minister read? I've never heard that before. And I said, what? You've never heard that before? Haven't you ever been to a wedding? It's like a junior high kid. No, I haven't been to a wedding. So we pulled it out. I read it. And I was just struck by how the young people just got into that iconic passage of St. Paul. I thought, gosh, I got to put this to music. Because it's only proclaimed once every 3 years in the Sunday readings in the early part of Ordinary Time, year C. So even though we hear it at weddings all the time, on Sunday, the congregation doesn't hear it except once every 3 years. Yeah. So that was the beginnings of my playing around with that text.
And then where does this gentleman weave his way into your life?
I think I was delivering lunch. And,
lunch never fails?
No.
Sushi.
Well, Ken and I had started doing some work together for a national diaconate celebration. And so we had connected. We finally connected. Right. Ken lived in Oakland. I lived next door to Alameda. I was at St. Barnabas Church. And
it was California.
Yeah, in California before the big move to other places. And so we just had a conversation about this song, about this text. And Ken started the process, and I jumped in, and we just started to fine-tune it and back and forth. And before you know it, we had something that was pretty special.
And, this scripture, like Ken was saying, is, for me, it's so often used in weddings. And in my 30s, you were going to weddings during the summer almost every weekend.
Yeah.
Except yours.
Except for mine, right. But the words, they tend to lose a little luster. How did you pull that back out? Because when I listen to this song, I'm almost reintroduced to this passage. Was there a lot of work that way?
I've always enjoyed working with the gospel style that comes from my working with Bob Hurd in the early 1990s when we wrote Mass of Glory together. But even as a kid, I've loved that gospel style. When I grew up in Los Angeles, I grew up in a housing project. Most of my friends were African American. I'd go to their church. I'd listen to their music. They'd play me their Motown music. I mean, I fell in love with gospel music and soul music, Motown. And somehow I kind of brought that to my composing. And when I was playing around with Love is Patient, Love is Kind, I thought, let me do something here with gospel again. And it kind of just flowed from that.
Yeah.
And you have a little bit of experience with that too, am I correct?
Well, I grew up singing. I mean, I grew up singing in the church, liturgical music and whatnot. But I also grew up at the same time singing R&B. Yeah. A lot of R&B, playing in a 9-piece band with Tower of Power, Earth, Wind, and Fire. So I wasn't a stranger to gospel and R&B. So it was a really great fit. It was such a beautiful. I remember recording the song and just having a difficult time even just keeping my composure, because where it took me, those lyrics, that text, that sacred text took me, but just was really overwhelming. So it was a good fit in so many ways.
All right. Well, I'm excited to hear it, and thanks for being here. Stick
pleasure.
around, everybody.
Love is patient, love is kind, love is not jealous or rude. Love does not seek its own glory. Love finds in evil no joy. Love believes, love hopes and endures. Love never fails. I can speak the tongues of every nation. I can sing with the eloquence of the angels. I can do all these things, but if I have not love, I am nothing but a clanging cymbal. Love is patient, love is kind, love is not jealous or rude. Love does not seek its own glory. Love finds in evil no joy. Love believes, love hopes and endures. Love never fails. When I was a child, I spoke in thought and reasoned like a child. But now I've grown beyond such childish ways. Love is patient, love is kind, love is not jealous